Alright, so today I'll be talking about the Renaissance artists and some of the more famous ones. The Renaissance is a gradual shift from the abstractism of the medieval age through representation featured in the 15th century. Most subjects from this time were from biblical stories or life events, and were often shown interacting with the environment and other figures. This occurred in the 15th century, but is said to have accumulated at the turn of the 16th, and they mainly sought to pursue intellectual pursuits. For the first artist, it's Donatello. These are two of his sculptures, the Penitent Magdalene from the 1400 and Zuccone from 1425. He was an Italian sculptor who lived from 1836 to 1466. He was active in Florence, Italy. He took inspiration from classical and medieval sources, and he created his own style of bas-relief with his sculpture St. George killing the dragon. The next artist is Jan van Eyck, and his two paintings of the Arnolfini portrait from 1434, and Inns Hall Madonna from 1433. He's a Flemish painter that lived from 1390 to 1441. His works were known for their technical skill, complexity, and the symbolism. When you zoom in on the mirror in the background of the Arnolfini portrait, you can see the reflection of what is beyond the painting, as if from the painter's point of view. He perfected the new technique of oil painting. The next artist is Leonardo da Vinci, and I picked two less famous pieces of art, the La Bella Principessa and the Virgin of the Rocks. He's an Italian polymath who lived from 1452 to 1519. He was a painter, sculptor, architect, engineer, and scientist. For 17 years he worked under the Duke of Milan, and in 1490 he began a project of treatises on various topics such as the science of painting, architecture, and anatomy. The next artist is Michelangelo, and his one sculpture, the Crouching Boy from 1530, and his artwork on the Sistine Chapel ceiling from 1512. He's an Italian painter, sculptor, architect, and poet who lived from 1475 to 1564. He created several sculptures for the Medici family before leaving for Rome after Lorenzo de' Medici's death, and he reluctantly agreed for the painting of the Sistine Chapel ceiling, despite his habit of not always completing his more ambitious projects. And then the last artist is Caravaggio, and his two artworks, The Young Sick Bacchus from 1593 and The Boy Peeling Fruit from 1593 as well. He's an Italian painter who lived from 1571 to 1610. He was orphaned at 11 years old after entered an apprenticeship in Milan. He broke conventional painting styles by using regular people as models and painting them with unforgiving realism. He used tenebrism in his paintings, which is a dramatic and selective lighting of forms out from deep shadows in order to create tension. Two techniques that were well used in this period were the sfumato, which is creating a imperceptible transition between light and dark shades, and this was perfected by Leonardo. And then perspective, which is a technique that became prevalent in the Renaissance, where a realistic illusion of depth was created in a work of art. It allowed for three-dimensional objects to be depicted in a 2D form.